Greetings, adventurers, and welcome back to Abnormal Voyages. My name is David, and today we find ourselves in Calvert City, Kentucky, at Apple Valley Hillbilly Garden and Toyland. I am here with Mr. Keith Holt. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing good.
Well, it is a pleasure. Thank you for inviting us over. I'm excited to learn all about this.
Yeah, I wish you'd come a little bit earlier.
Why is that?
I used to look like this. After being here 6 years, this is what happens to a person.
Wow, only 6 years, huh?
Have you met my wife yet? She might have something to do with it.
We're going to a place that you've never heard of before. It's Abnormal Voyages. You're gonna learn something new. We're gonna open new doors. It's Abnormal Voyages.
Is reality real?
I doubt it more and more every day.
That is a real tree. It may be pink, but it's a real tree.
Let's see. I can touch it. Pretty real to me.
Oh yeah, it just gets out. Yeah, you probably could care less about my paintings, but I always bring this one to people's attention. You probably could care less about it, but on the normal tour is not this long. You're getting a.
That's right. We sprung for the complete package, guys. All right, we love you.
So depending on which eye you have open at the time, that's either not gonna think of either name, but that's either it's supposed to be Jim Morrison. But if you close your eyes, it also looks like Steven Tyler.
Wow. I for a second I didn't think you were being honest, but I could see it.
I didn't know I could be that talented, but it's like
you just made the mistake of like, no, I meant it to be both.
Then to show you how good I really am, that's supposed to be Michael Jackson on the end there. It's being repainted now. Just like the old Michael Jackson, it's getting repainted. But my kids said to me, "Dad, your trouble is you're trying to paint the Thriller album while you're looking at the more current Jackson, not the current one, but the more current one." So that's having little issues there. Then of course, that was supposed to be Elvis Presley.
I actually see that. Okay. That does look like Elvis.
My wife thought it was Obama for some reason. I don't get it. Because that took me by surprise too.
Does she know who Obama is?
I said, "Who do you think it is?" Looks like Obama. I'm like, "Oh, huh?" And so that's why he got streaks in his hair. But
I mean, he was a proponent of change, I guess.
Yeah. So all this kind of so you get a point. Then of course you have Andy Kaufman next to Elvis because he did that great Elvis impersonator. Yeah, someday I'll get Jerry out here too, but as that Jerry, not Jerry Garcia, but that wrestling Jerry guy. Believe it or not, that's supposed to be me back in my younger days.
So you went from this to this to this.
Yeah, so you can see plastic surgery can work for you. We have so many chickens that are mating with our trees.
Wow.
So I issue with chicken trees.
I really like that.
Yeah. And you might also notice we have deer in the headlights. And believe it or not, we used to have ghost tours here.
What happened?
But our ghosts vanished. So now we give
I hate when that happens.
Goat tours.
It's a goat tour now? Okay.
So I got pulled over once. I got pulled over recently driving it. Only have one headlight.
And that's the only problem they had with it, right? Everything else is fine.
Only problem, yeah. And then you might notice that it doesn't go too fast. It only has 1 horsepower.
Hopefully you're not going too far.
And then, it gets great miles, by the way.
Oh, really?
And then you might notice we're surfing the web. My grandfather had a Gulf gas station here from 39 to 64. This actually was a Gulf gas station.
Okay.
This is where my grandfather's pump stood. That's not his real one, but that's where it stood. Now this one you might notice is my miniature muffler man. And we did have a little bit of trouble with the county and neighbors. They took us to court over all this wonderful stuff.
What?
Yeah, they did. So no, seriously, I'll tell you the story earlier. So as you'll notice, he might be saluting the neighbors slightly. And then don't pay attention to the nozzle.
He's just saying hello.
Don't pay attention to the nozzle. That was by accident. He's supposed to be pumping gas into your car. That was literally by accident. This here is the original potty mouth. Then that's your raspberry tree, raspberry. They were not based on the neighbors. They just were by accident. Because one of the neighbors sent me to this other place in town called, when they took me to court, the neighbors came over and said, "What could be our business called the Clay Pot?" Well, I went there expecting to buy something, but it turns out it was a gardening center. Clay pot. Now I know you guys probably got your room, but I'm sorry you didn't wait for the better room here.
Oh no, we could have stayed here.
This is our room for rent.
It looks like it might be occupied already.
Yeah, they checked in about 6 years ago, never left yet. So see how good the place is. Okay, so what else we got going on? Okay, real quick, if you guys are staying here tonight, you might be saying, do you have a restroom? Yes, we do. We splurged and put you in a really nice public restroom.
There it is. You're so generous with your accommodations. Thank you.
Yeah. Now this area, you'll notice it gets cold, but it gets hot, as you can tell in the summertime. So you can always bring a mattress out the back. Okay. Shoo off these really tired flamingos. Shoo them off, and then I don't have my shoe out here, otherwise that'd be.
They're so tired.
You can shoo the flamingos off.
They're so tired.
And you can shoo them off, and then you can lay your mattress over the hillbilly bed springs. And then you got somewhere when it's working, like right now. I do feel
so luxurious.
So hillbilly garden. And then of course there should be no explanation to this one. Yes, it is my tribute to Cadillac Ranch, Lawnmower Ranch. Oh yeah, and then this I got to redo. I was going to try to redo it for you guys got here, but that's technically the Leaning Tower of pizza. Now my paints never cooperate with me, so the red does turn pink on me all the time. But
it is leaning.
Yeah, it's leaning, and it's supposed to be the Leaning Tower. Beans, I don't know how to pronounce pizza. It's pizza.
It's okay. Pizza tastes better.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to take you guys on a little walk that most people don't go on, so I don't mean that way, but we're sowing some new crops. And as you might notice, yeah, we had a nice bumper crop came in.
Oh, looking lovely.
Oh yeah, then of course in this area, as you guys probably have discovered being in this area for at least a day, you have to have a tribute to the rednecks. And you might notice they're hanging out their dirty laundry with all the beer falling out. And then over here, I assume you guys noticed it when you drove in. We do have Kentucky's most proudest. Now I got to redo my sign, but we do have Kentucky's most proudest rest area.
What more could you want?
Yeah.
Look how comfy.
And we also give you a chandelier in case you want to read an old-fashioned book.
So
or you need a light.
You're getting too fancy now. You already gave us that nice hotel room.
Yeah. And then, so what else we got going on there? Oh yeah. And then you might notice I'm a mom and pop operation, so I don't have much money to spend. So as you can see, as signs fall apart, they just become one big sign. Because what the Apple Valley used to be out in the tree out there, but when that tornado thing came near us, the trees went this way, the sign went poof, split in half.
So now they came happily together.
Yeah. And as you see, that one was rotting away totally, so it became one sign now. And then I don't think any of them are handy. I was going to put some of those up. I'll blab it later on those. Also this, don't touch it. It might fall apart on you guys. But this is the hillbilly time machine.
Oh!
But unfortunately, that flux capacitor is really shot on it, as you probably guess. But even otherwise, we're back in LA right now, as well as bugging you guys. And even though it is shot, we're still the hub for time travel. Hub for time travel. Then the reason I was kind of bringing it out here right now would be, if you might notice, there are loosely 4 doors. So it must mean my tribute to 3 doors down. No. The doors.
I need to go out one of these doors.
So you got the 4 doors for the doors, you know. And then that one, technically someone lost their screens too, but that technically was Jim Morrison. He was always shirtless on stage. I was bringing you over here to see this, because I had to mount this back in the tree just for you guys. This had fallen out of the tree. So.
Oh no!
Well, it used to be a nice couch, obviously, levitating in the tree. Well, as you can see, it's got moth eaten now, and it was literally falling down to the ground. So I rewired it up for you guys. But I was in LA, by the way, for 20 years pursuing acting. So when I came back here, I had to bring the casting couch back with me. So I levitated in the tree, so you can see all the dirt going on underneath it. Okay, so I'll get you guys back over here. I'll come back. Oh yeah, you gotta screen people now.
Can never be too careful.
Yeah, I'll come back to this one. Let's get over here. So this is Kentucky's pot garden, legal pot garden. You might notice you do have to weed out the pans occasionally.
Oh!
The pans will overtake your good pot. And then of course any tree next to the pot garden probably would be pretty wacky. And then, okay, I guess we get this one out of the way here. You'll notice I didn't mean to lose you back here.
That's okay. It's
Watch
okay.
out, you don't fall in the sinkholes. Because of the sinkholes. You might notice I'm growing modern technology. But I know you two are saying, hey, old man, that's not so modern anymore. So that's why there's a rebooting system back there.
You got it covered.
And then, oh yeah, look, we have a toucan in the tree.
I'm going this way.
You haven't seen it all yet. Check it out. The woman has a nice set of
cans.
And then look, you can hang around here. Hang around here, or it could be your hanging tree, whichever you want to go with. And then Mother Nature did wipe all this out recently, but that's your Hillbilly Sound Garden up there, by the way. Hillbilly Sound Garden.
I'm sure it sounds lovely when a nice breeze goes through.
Well, we can kind of demonstrate part of it for you. Oh, well, maybe not.
Oh,
that also rains.
Nature's music right there.
Yeah, that's when you guys are starting to get bored of me, you can come over here and go clubbing. And check it out. We give you the designated driver.
You think of it all.
And then once I have a swing set here, we'll have the Swingers Club. Oh yeah, watch out, watch out. That tree really does
suck.
Yep.
I've been here too long.
Yeah, we did all that stuff. Yeah, I get everything. Okay, we got mosey up here to literally my favorite pun right here. This is the original throughway calling. Now, I know you guys are young, so you probably don't remember this, but your parents in the old days, we used to put these in the back pocket and travel with them.
Oh, really?
And it got to be a pain in the arse back then, because you can imagine, we had to keep stopping at the store to buy more cord. Because obviously, the house you got, longer cord.
The cord was just all over the place.
And you couldn't go anywhere back then without trimming someone else's cord. That's how tight America really was back then. And then I was always in the back seat on those family vacations coming back home. And my dad, I was wanting to sleep, but I couldn't. My dad kept waking me up because I used to sit there rolling the cord back up as I got closer to home. You probably do know it took us forever to text.
Every single night.
Yeah, to text on these things. It took us long to text. We ended up talking on our phones. So the original throughway calling, which then the thing he's leaning on, you may already know. No, you're fine. You might already notice. Yes, we have the scoop. We got the scoop. We got the dirt. We got the trash on you guys. If not, we will dig up something about you. Also, you might notice we do have our Gator Pit. I guess depending on where you live in Texas, you guys have the gators down there too, don't you? So we have our Gator Pit too. Now, you might need to be careful if you walk too close to them, they might snap at you. And then also the Kentucky Lakes has something called the rare rubber shark. Yeah, I had no idea what that was. I went fishing one day and obviously you catch one of those, the rare rubber shark jaws. Oh yeah, and then of course, as you guys know, I think even in Texas the same way, all the old roadside zoos, all that, always had a big sculpture or something to get your attention.
Sure.
So we have the Terminator Milkshake. Milkshake. And then the burnout trees you see is from that Spaceship. So originally this building here was my grandparents' original chicken coop. This one's just one I'm trying to rebuild, but would cost a lot of money right now, so it's taking a while to get this.
That's fine where it is.
And now this here is, the throwaway, our exhibit unfortunately did pass away about 2 weeks before you guys got here. We used to have a hillbilly brown bear.
Oh.
And her name was Lady Bear. And I'm not lying to you, by the way. And if she was here to come out, if she comes out now, I'll be in the house. But if she was here to come out, you swear you were looking at a bloodhound. But she was our hillbilly brown bear. She lived to be about 12 years old.
Wow.
And in her last couple of years, she got tired of performing for me because I bring her out in the morning for the bad pun. And then if I called her name, she'd come out and pose for you. She'd do the
oh, that's so cute.
But towards the last couple of years, she'd just stay in that den.
She's learning I'm here.
Yeah. Just made me look like a fool. Oh yeah, we have a bat sanctuary, by the way. Bat sanctuary.
I see him hanging out.
Yeah. Be careful. We don't want to fly away. Be careful, guys. Oh yeah, and then also our chicken ranch is not doing too well. Our greeter has gone bony.
That he has.
And obviously we're giving our chickens some open ranges to hang out in. Be careful when you turn around. We did catch an LBL beast.
Oh!
But unfortunately for you, I forgot to feed the darn thing, so it's got a money fight on us now.
I'll let him stay in there.
And in case you hadn't heard about it, I know you've been doing a lot of those creatures too. Land Between the Lakes does have something called the LBL Beast now, Land Between the Lakes Beast. And it's got to be real. It's on the internet, so.
If it's on the internet, it's got to be real.
See, it is real. I caught one, so. You might notice there's some interesting can post piles growing out there. Can posts.
I do see those.
Not sure what it's going to grow into yet, because my art is by accident, so I have no idea what it's going to grow into. And it did withstand a 100-mile-an-hour wind, so I was expecting to come out here and see thousands
Cans
of cans
everywhere?
Yeah, they all stayed there, so I was happy about that. Then you might notice we had so many shoes. They did actually build a shoe hive to stay warm in the wintertime. Or that's why
Safety in numbers.
Or that's why I keep telling myself, I hope I didn't have that many suicidal shoes out there. And then this here, where he's asking about that, I realized I can move him over here. This is the flipping tree. And you might notice a few have flipped out on us. And then back to that UFO that landed here. If you guys ever have a UFO land in your backyard, you do not want to wear flip-flops out there. They are very combustible, as you might notice on the burnt spots on the tree.
Oh no!
There was over 300 flip-flops that I designed on this tree. Oh yeah, what you're looking at here, of
What's
course,
this,
the
a boost?
concerts. Well, you kind of have it. It's, first of all, it's the ugly tree. Now you might want to come over here after a night of drinking, with a little too much drinking and partying. It does become the booty tree, and yes, you can make a booty call from here. Okay, moving along. Okay, the UFO I was talking about landed right here, obviously. Landed right here. I'm recreating that classic scenario where it landed. Now, the two of you might be saying, hey, dude, it looks like it landed on your brush pile. I just put it this way. When the fire people left that night, the fire chief comes over to me and goes, you know how this might start? I said, yeah, my brush pile got out of hand. But the story tonight is a UFO landed here. He just rolled his eyes up and walked off. And then, of course, here we have the tree of lost soulmates.
Oh!
This is the Valley of Lost Souls.
Oh no!
But as you guys might already notice, I guess they're happy. They are lost together.
They stay together wherever they are.
But they did have a rough night. They're pretty mossed over. Oh, by the way, watch out for those occasional crocs that show up.
Oh! Gotta keep an eye on those.
Yeah. Now over here, you'll notice a few of those souls have awoken.
No!
Awoken because they've seen the light. So I'm assuming they must be the church ladies.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, they're all high heels. And yes, they're either shouting or preaching the gospel to you. And then over here, you're probably putting this one together. Yes, the original set of MASH.
Wow!
Complete with boot camp.
I feel like I'm right there in the episode.
Boot camp. And he might have Radar's making a special appearance.
Oh my God.
Not sure when she charges him his autograph today, but he is making a special appearance.
Just to see him is enough for me, you know? It's an honor.
And then once one of those high heels mixed over here, we'll have Klinger too. Obviously, this is probably the biggest groaner. I know that can be debatable, but probably the biggest groaner out here. You don't want me walking with a toilet and a skeleton at the same time, because I do have major flashbacks to Elvis has left the building. And you may notice he's all shook up, falling apart, or falling to pieces. It's falling to pieces, there you go. All shook up, falling to pieces. This here is obviously my open canvas. Open canvas. You're not in Kansas any longer. However, be careful where you're standing. You don't accidentally trip and fall into Apple Valley Canyon. It may not be quite as big as the Grand, but still can be pretty dangerous. And then, of course, to get more can puns out of the deal, we're getting ready to fly over either Kansas City or Canada. Kind of hard to tell which from the sky.
It all looks the same.
And then if you do take that Tin Can out of the area, you might notice it does lead you right to the return of the King of Pop. Now the beer cans there are causing you to not quite see it. Ignore those. I do get tired of drinking pop, so I switch it out occasionally.
Fair enough.
But this is our Holy Roller Church. It does get worse. You may notice a few of the parishioners are pinned in for one hell of a ride. This church is out of a washing machine, so I can wash you free your sins and your money. Now, I even agree I might went too far on this one, but I do have my interpretation of the Last Supper. They kind of say with religion a little bit further. We do have right there, we had your normal cherry tree. I know you've seen those out there, but the normal cherry tree. But our cherries did finally fall out. So as I rebuild it, it will be the chairway to heaven.
I love it.
By the way, behind you, be careful, spring has sprung. Okay, as we're walking backwards, as you guys will probably know, you travel a lot, so you probably do know, there are woods out there that do nothing but grow bottles.
Of course, yes.
Obviously harvestable bottles, as you know. That's where bottles for drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you might notice that World News keeps telling us that plastic bottles are bad for the environment. Well, if they're growing on a tree, I'm not really sure why they're bad for the environment.
It seems natural to me.
So it obviously must be some new fake news out there.
That's what it is.
So last time I was traveling, as you can see, I came across one of the woods. Said, "This kind of one of your trees?" I said, "Sure, we're going to dig it up." So obviously I did, and I planted it right here. Now, what I cannot figure out, though, for the last 2 or 3 years, no matter what I do, my bottles will not grow any higher than, say, 10 to maybe 16 feet. Can't figure out why they won't grow any higher than that. So the 2 year, if I say to yourself, "Hey, dude, how do you even know when to harvest your bottles?"
How do you know when to harvest your bottles?
Well, you don't have to. They actually ripen and fall to the ground.
There you go.
And then I know you two are probably saying, "Hey, dude, how bad was that school you went to?" Well, I did not learn it from school. I did learn it from the tree of knowledge over here.
Oh!
So I learned it from the main source. And just to let you know, it's kind of hard to see now, but it did start as a romance tree, so it gives you an idea what type of books I was donating. And then over here is the old-fashioned pot-belly stove tree, complete with its hot pocket mouth. And then, as I already told you with the story over there about the spaceships landing here,
right?
The only people I've seen seem to see space aliens seem to be the country people or the hillbillies. So I figured we need our own spaceship. So the hillbilly spaceship.
It's gorgeous.
And you might notice it does take a lot of pedal power to get your booster guided. I am all about your safety, so you may notice I give you a nice safety helmet to wear.
That's all you need.
And then, as he's discovering, yes, there is a tiny bad hatch on top for the dark side of the moon. And then you may notice I have a new fandangle push-button intercom system. And then, okay, I figure Kentucky does need its very own throne hinge.
It did, and here it is.
And then, obviously, after the Night of Targos, it does become the Ring of Fire. So as you know, down in Alabama, they got the Bama hinge, they got foam hinge, they got car hinge. So
now we got it up.
Now over here, you might notice 3 doors down did, by the way, get their own tribute. 3 doors down, they're not quite down yet, so I'll have to talk to a lot of this, but
they're working on it.
Yeah, but we built a lounge next door to help them work on it, loosen them up a little bit, so I'll slide on down. So we put a new grill into the club. Now I'm going to have to demonstrate this. Everything's messed up here. I didn't have time to repaint it yet. I'm going to get a new piece of wood out here, but you might notice we're drinking some really weak apple pie. I love it. Moonshine. I got to redo all that. But then this I'm going to have to get myself on this. My wife's always complaining about buying enough flowers and vases for special occasions. So last Valentine's Day, I went out and splurged. I got a nice flower and vase. It did look nicer in the old days, by the way. It used to be poinsettias here. So I went out Valentine's Day, bought her a nice flower and vase. She did not like it, so you may not end up.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there used to be I'm about to kill myself, everybody.
Don't do that.
You might notice poinsettias. But
A little bit left.
okay, that old saying, I assume you guys know enough. Your parents probably once told you can't beat a dead horse.
Sure.
Okay. Well, you don't know. You sure can't beat a dead horse, but you sure split one.
You did it.
And if you don't like that, we have long horseradish. I see. And then over here, in case you guys need some new retreads to get you to where you're staying tonight, we might have your size.
Perfect. I was going to ask.
Yeah. And then, I don't know if your parents ever told you shoo. Yeah,
This is what they were talking about.
Yeah. Now, behind you, we do have, well, I got to get new ones, but y'all, in southern states, you have to have a tribute to the bootleggers.
So what is this in here?
That's Toyland.
This is amazing.
And the toys do date from 1900s to present day.
Wow.
Because I probably have your guys' favorite band in here. You might notice I do have the new K-pop band, the BTS, back here.
There they are.
And if you look carefully, I'll abbreviate it down, but you might notice you have K-pop, Kiss, the Muppet Band, Alice Cooper, Jim Morrison, all jamming together.
It's going to be one hell of a concert.
Yeah, and they must be in sync too. Because they are doing the time warp, which is pretty incredible. And then both Johnnies are back there making sure we see this happen during the jam session. So we have, well, not both Johnnies, I mean both Willy Wonkas are back there. So we have Johnny and Gene Bevel back there. Okay, so Pee-wee is doing his thing. Tim Burton did direct Pee-wee's Big Adventure, so that morphs into your Tim Burton-ish shelf. And yes, Jack Skellington is learning from the real Santa. Then over here, you might notice Edward Scissorhand has opened up a new drive-through beauty salon. And then if you guys remember The Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, yes.
Okay. You might notice Jimmy's up there getting ready to jump off the bridge.
Oh no, they gotta stop him.
He's jumping this time because you might notice Justin Bieber back here somewhere, and One Direction has sang One to Be songs to him. All the bugs are playing Twister, including Herbie the Love Bug. And then you might notice we have the Bear Hillbilly truck, but Granny is missing, so I assume the squirrel is substitute for Granny. I just, late teenage years, this movie came out, and I thought they wasted a lot of good snow on Planet Hoth. I thought they wasted a lot of good snow. I never saw one snowman on the entire planet. So you may notice the Rebel Troop is building a snowman. And then you may notice Han is loading up the M&Ms, sweetening up those deals. And then, yes, the Energizer Bunny's up there helping them get the Millennium Falcon started.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Never saw a mail truck on that planet, so the mail got delivered or not, but the mail is coming to town now. And then Kiss this time is throwing a concert above the Sheriff's Department, so they go too far with the noise complaint. And then you might notice on the other side, Cheech and Chong this time are higher than the drugstore. And as you drop down the hillside, you might notice the pirates are either fighting or dancing, which one you see there. And then jumping down there, you'll notice that camel appearance that Rambo did in Jurassic Park, where he calls himself a gigantic Tweety bird.
I see, yeah.
And then if you ever watch that Great Escape with Steve McQueen, you might notice I captured that classic scene where he's escaping with the Pink Panther. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You might notice Eleven's doing her thing over there, doing her thing, and the Game of Thrones.
With Captain America back there.
Captain America, Bruce Campbell's Ash, Walking Dead. You know, that'd be in the same woods to me, including Bambi being helped by the stormtroopers.
In the woods, yeah.
And then if you guys are into the Peanuts, you might notice Snoopy is only soapbox camel on the real soapbox camel, fighting the Red Barons.
And SpongeBob is driving.
Yeah, and SpongeBob is, and if you look closely, you notice there are snakes on the plane. And otherwise, as you look around, there's stuff in there. There's more weird stuff. Well, even over there, you might notice if you happen to be Star Trek fans, you do have Star Trek up there, the bridge. Now, the new generation is looking down at the old generation.
That's cool.
And Mork and Mindy are waiting to go join the Enterprise. So I don't know, there's probably a bunch more bad plans here I forgot about.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, adventurers. Mr. Keith, thank you so much for letting us come by, and I think we're definitely going to have to come check it out again sometime soon.
Okay, and I understand this is the outro. I'm out of here.
Thanks for tagging along. My name is David, and this has been Abnormal Voyages. We'll see you next time.